From Amateur Radio Newsline Report, number 2198, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, December 18th, 2019. Our top story this week is Typhoon Kamuri, which drew immediate amateur radio response in the Philippines as it became the 20th typhoon this year to batter the Southeast Asian archipelago.
Hams in the Philippines had already begun tracking the storm, known locally as Tisor, on December 1, even before it hit, using the official Philippine Weather Agency. The Ham Emergency Radio Operation, or HERO network, was activated and began to relay updates covering traffic and conditions in numerous regions in the storm's path. The Philippine Amateur Radio Association's DU Net Control operated inside the National Telecommunications Building in Quezon City on 40 metres, while amateurs throughout the Philippines used SSB on HF, FM on VHF. JS8 call mode made its debut in the MCOM effort for this storm. Hamnets tracked weather observations and wind speed. Hams also made use of 40 metres during the precautionary evacuation of some 25,000 Boy Scouts who were attending the National Jamboree in Botolan, Zambales. Hams coordinated with civil defence officials to provide communications as well as support for those displaced by the flooding. Here in IARU Region 3, for Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
It's a Christmas tradition. A vintage transmitter in Sweden has a timeless message for listeners on December 24th.
It's a well-established Christmas Eve morning tradition. The old Alexanderson 200-kilowatt transmitter will be going on the air with a Christmas message transmitted in CW on the very low frequency of 17.2 kilohertz. Local visitors in Sweden will of course be on hand to see the message being sent as they enjoy coffee and refreshments. Hams and others around the world are invited to listen too by way of radio. QSL reports are encouraged via the SM Bureau or through a reception form available online at alexander.n.se/reception report. Amateur radio station SK6SAQ will also be on the air to mark the occasion. Listen on 20, 40 and 80 metres. The Alexanderson transmitter will be tuned up at about 0730 UTC and the message is expected to begin around 0800 UTC. Details available at alexander.n.se. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Finally this week, if you're heading to Xenia, Ohio this spring, expect to pay more for admission to Hamvention.
News this past week from Hamvention 2020 General Chairman Jack Gerbs, WB8SCT, is that next year's Hamvention prices will go up. General admission tickets will cost $4 more in 2020, rising advanced general admission tickets to $26 per ticket and $31 at the door. In addition, flea market tickets will go up $5 per space, while indoor exhibitors will see their booth costs go up an additional $30. Gerbs stated, and I quote, "Hamvention has always strived to produce a very high-quality event for amateur radio enthusiasts from around the globe. We have always felt it is imperative that we give back to amateur radio at many levels. We have always been very generous in our support over the years," Gerb cited the economic pressures to present a show like Hamvention as the reason for the price increases. End quote.
That's Phil Thomas, W8RMJ of Amateur News Weekly. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Graham Kemp, VK4BB, Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, Phil Thomas, W8RMJ, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Welbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.